Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 16 top running backs. We got our 5-box running backs. We got some other top running backs for you on the main slate on Draftkings. So all the NFL DFS content that you could want. I did want to send a shout out to everybody in the community, YouTube community, Twitch community, and the DFS community on Twitter. You guys have banded together and raised all the money that we tried to raise this year. Look at that. Look, we're at $100,000 raised. 35,000 plus from the community. I added my 65,000 in matches, and we have raised $100,000 for No Kid Hungry. No small feat. The fundraiser will remain open until the ball drops and the clock strikes midnight on December 31st. So if you wanted to jump in there, if you have benefited from this content on this channel at any point, if you feel that you're a better player, if you have won tournaments, you're gonna get taxed. If you want that tax write-off, smizzle.tv/charity. The link is also down below in the description. Click show more. It'll take you right to the Tiltify page. All donations are 100% tax deductible. So if you have winnings this year, DraftKings is going to send you that $10.99 and you want to cut down your amount that's exposed to taxes, and you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself and really see how much we can drive this to in the next 10 days, there it is. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, leave me a reply down below, and let me know if you're excited for the playoffs. Not the fantasy playoffs, but the NFL playoffs. Let me know who you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl. So let's get to the running backs. Let's go.
He's a legend.
This is a really strange week for the Smiz Gang Listener League because there's about 74 showdowns and island games. We had the Monday night double, we had the Tuesday night double, we have a Thursday night football game, we have a Saturday special. We still have a main slate listener league for the 11 games on the main slate. $10, 5 max, 3,250 people in this one, $32,500, and absolutely no rake. You can enter it up to 5 times. We're going to have to make a real push over the weekend to get there because we're not going to have that nice foundation of players because everybody's using their money on the Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, and I hate the Saturday. I hate all these slates in the middle of the week. I want a big main slate. That's me, personally speaking. I understand that people like it. I like the main slate. Anyway, that's it. Smizzle.tv/league. You can bookmark that. It'll take you to the league every single week. No rake. You need to be chasing the no rake tournaments. I will shout out the winners on the second channel, Al Smizzle Games, on the recap video every single Monday afternoon. Let's get to the running backs. CPAT, 5 boxes. The Detroit Lions. I need to see more. I'm not seeing enough movement here, right? I'm not seeing enough movement in the target column. I want this CPAT back. Okay, I want the 7 target, 6 target, 9 target. This is where he was being very effective for Atlanta and helping them score a lot of points. And then they said, you know what? He's doing good as a running back. Let's just give him the ball on the ground. That's a great idea. I mean, give him the ball on the ground, but also throw him the ball a lot more. Cordero Patterson is a much better pass catcher and way more dynamic in open space than Leonard Fournette. But Leonard Fournette was still getting this usage up to week 15, and Cordero Patterson is not. Checks off basically all the boxes. There's a chance that he's going to come in under 20 touches, but at home, favored against a bad opponent, involved in the passing game, gets the inside the 5 touches. CPAT is a little bit more expensive than some of the other guys at running back this week, which means that he may be a little bit lower played than some of the other options at running back this week. That's not a bad thing for us. It just means that we may be able to get a little bit contrarian with him. You do have some bring back players. You can use them as a secondary stack sort of guy with Amon-Ra or whoever else is available on Detroit. There isn't all that much left, but Amon-Ra being the primary bring back guy like Cordero this week. Miles Sanders, same situation. At home, favored by 10. The Giants are an absolute wreck right now. And the Eagles have, when they have given the ball to Miles Sanders, he has done really good things with it. I expect him to carry at least this usage, 3 or 4 targets in the passing game. It's not as much as I think his skill set should bring with it. He should be a 4 to 7 target a game guy, but he just is not. based on the way that he is being deployed by this coaching staff. He should be getting the inside the 5 carries as well. We have seen that the last few weeks that he has been active. And the Giants, as I said, are a complete mess. There is a possibility that when they get close, that Jalen Hurts is going to take away some of those rushing touchdowns from Miles Sanders. There is a threat there, at least, because of how good Hurts has been for fantasy this season. But Miles Sanders has been extremely efficient in 2021, like him this week at 5,600. We also have Clyde EdwardsHelaire. Again, it's a weird week for running backs. I'm sorry, but it just is. We don't have like the 10 or 12 running backs that we normally have on these slates, or we've seen on these slates, and partially because it's late season, partially because COVID, partially because players are just getting injured, and partially because there's 17 island game slates, which I hate. So Clyde EdwardsHelaire getting the lion's share of the running back duties for Kansas City. The last few games, though, still splitting somewhat with Williams. Getting the inside the 5 touches, getting enough targets, getting some carries as well. Not going to be the guy that's going to get you 25 carries, but he's been efficient in the air, not as much on the ground. I don't know. The Chiefs coaching staff has been falling prey to fancy play syndrome so much, even though they're being effective right now. Like, they're scoring points again, which is really nice. 34 points against the Chargers, 48 against Las Vegas. They're just not keeping it as simple and straightforward as they used to. And maybe that's a product of teams are trying to learn and take things away from them. So they're being a little bit more creative, get the balls in the hands of, Pringle a little bit more, and getting the ball to Mecole Hardman and Blake Bell and Josh Gordon and whatever else. Like, feed the ball to your main 3 playmakers as many times as possible, and use the other guys as, a zig when defenses force you to zag. But like, your primary focus should be getting the ball in the hands of your most talented offensive players. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and right now, Clyde EdwardsHelaire. Dalvin Cook, not a $5 running back because they are not favored in this spot, but it does not matter because he's going to get all the volume in the world, right? Whether they are playing from ahead or playing from behind, Dalvin Cook is going to get used on the ground, in the air, and around the goal line on a very high-powered offense going up against the Rams. Their defense is a little bit scary, but I'm assuming that Thielen comes back this week, which gives them a little bit more viability through the air outside of simply Justin Jefferson, who, by the way, is absolutely amazing. Dalvin Cook with 30 touches last week against Chicago, or this week, I guess, because week 15 and week 16 are kind of massively overlapping. He had 28 touches against Pittsburgh, 25 against Green Bay, and 27 against the Chargers. Volume is everything, and it's key volume as well, because when they get in close, he is going to be the pound the rock guy around the goal line. Big time touchdown upside here, but you're going to have to pay up to get it. I think that you're going to be able to find the value, and I think that find the salary to pay up to get him, but I think it's going to be contrarian in the sense that there's enough cheap running backs on this slate, and possibly more based on all the COVIDity that's been going around with Omicron this week, or this month, I should say, the end of the month as it kind of ramps up, that there's going to be value options at running back. And when there are value options at running back that are soaking up a lot of percentage, everybody's going to pay up for high dollar options at quarterback and wide receiver. There is a very simple path to like Bengals stacks with Ravens bringbacks, and like Rams doubles with Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson on the other side. That I feel like Dalvin Cook's going to be a great pay up to be contrarian play this week to get you off of the standard chalk build that I believe is going to be paying up at wide receiver and finding value at running back. And one of those reasons is our cover boy, Ronald Jones. In games, I don't have the exact stat for you. Mike Clay tweeted it out yesterday. I could go to RotoViz and look up the Game Splits app, but I'm just going to go and say that Ronald Jones, when Leonard Fournette has not played or not been the featured guy due to injury, Ronald Jones last year absolutely smashed. I don't have the number he scored X amount of fantasy points in games. Like, I could get it, but I didn't because I'm a really bad content creator and I did not plan ahead. Okay? I was not told that there was going to be math involved on the running back video, but he's very, very good because getting a lot of volume in a team that's going to score like 25 to 35 points every single week is a good thing to have. And it's a ridiculous thing that he is priced at 5,100. DraftKings did a fantastic job this week The fact that they did a great job in one spot, but not another. Let me highlight this for you. Dalvin Cook is 8,300. Alex Madison is 6,800. Because if Dalvin Cook does not go for one reason or another, whether injury or COVID, then Alex Madison at 6,800 is going to be played, but not at a point where he is a must play. But Leonard Fournette, who is in a similar situation with that game not going before pricing came out, was 7,300. He gets hurt, and instead of his backup being priced at like 63 or 64, he's priced at 5,100, which is absolutely ridiculous. We can say the same thing about Austin Eckler with him at 8,300, though he could very well be ready. I highlighted Justin Jackson on the first look video. There should not be a 4K gap between the starter and the number 2 guy in the NFL world that we live in right now. NHL, NBA going through the same sort of thing. You create these must plays in terms of value. So the fact that they priced up Madison with the sheer possibility that like Cook could be out. Madison's useless to us if Cook is in play. Right? Madison at 6,800 is completely useless to us if Cook is in play. If Ronald Jones was 64, 6,500, he would be completely useless to us if Leonard Fournette was in play. But with him at 5,100, if Fournette doesn't go, Ronald Jones should theoretically be the highest played running back on the slate. Another place that people are going to go in terms of value is, Kimbo Pirine, who is sitting at 4,400, and Joe Mixon may not go this week. Now, if Joe Mixon goes, Pirine at 4,400, not all that palatable, not really looking to roster him. But if Joe Mixon doesn't go, Samaje Pirine at 4,400, knowing what he's done in situations where he's not there, 18 fantasy points, 14 fantasy points, he's not going to get 28 touches. But at 4,400, we don't need him to get that. But what if he does get 20 plus touches in a game against Baltimore, where that he is productive in the passing game, where if he is the lead guy playing 65, 70% of the snaps, you could theoretically jam in Samaje Pirine into a lineup and Ronald Jones into a lineup, because this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. And that leaves you 5,700 for the rest of this lineup. And this is kind of why I believe that big time wide receivers are in play this week, because of the sheer possibility on high volume, high value running backs for 9,500 total is going to be the standard roster build this week. So it's great that they priced up Madison. They should have priced up Pirine and Jones and every other backup in the league in preparation, knowing what happened in week 15. But here we are. We're all going to be playing the same running backs. It's week 16. This is our lives. I hate it here. Thank you for watching. Drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.